It's me, I'm C, and this is Kickback Astrology. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Alright, I'm sorry, I quit. But you know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'ma kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. So Bobby Brown's moon is in Virgo. And with this moon being in Virgo, what do we know about the moon? A moon is all about how your feelings, your most internal self, how you are at home, and what you're most comfortable with. This is also how you view your mother and how you are as a mother or as a parent. He's not a female, but this is how you're going to be at home. This is how he's going to truly feel on the inside. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this is going to be how he reacts to things. This is, the most internal part of himself. So with that being in Virgo, what do we know about Virgo? We know that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It's all about the small details. It's all about your day-to-day routines. It's all about those little things that, we may not necessarily want to do every day. But just getting into a routine every day, getting up, brush your teeth, wash your face, go to work, come home, eat, just a regular everyday routine, whatever it is that you do every day. So with that being how he is, and also remember that Virgo, what, virgin, has to do with purity, has to do with, staying clean. Virgos are very nitpicky, critical. They can, like I said, they focus on the small details that other people don't. That's why Virgos are able to piece things together and things like that. That has to do with them being ruled by Mercury. They focus in on those details, and that sometimes that can help them or that can hinder them. But they're always going to be focused on those details. So they're going to be great at criticizing things. They're going to be great at breaking things down. They're going to be, but this also gives them the ability to be able to help people because they can see where you're missing. They can see the little faults in what you're doing. They can see those things. So that also gives them the propensity to help. But sometimes this criticism is not necessarily received well. Trust and believe. It's not received well always. Remember, Virgo is also an earth sign, so it has to do with reality, it has to do with matter, it has to do with things you can touch, the physical form, it has to do with your body, the actual physical form. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Earth sign shit. For real. If it ain't bringing something into my actual real world that's gonna benefit me, then why are we sitting here talking about it? That's the earth sign vibe, so you gotta remember that. And Virgo is also a mutable sign. Mutable, that's the modality. Mutable signs are changeable. That's what mutable signs do. They change. They're able to adapt. They're able to go with the flow. They're able to, move and shake. So with all of that being in his feelings, Bobby Brown is going to be we're going to see him being a very practical person. He's going to be very business oriented. He's going to focus in on the small details. He's going to catch things that others may not catch. This is why you saw him like he was the person in New Edition who noticed right off the bat that they weren't getting their just due. They weren't getting their money. They weren't getting paid what they should be. And the Aquarius sun made him come out and actually say something to go against the grain and start their rebellion. But this moon in Virgo is what made him catch it to begin with. Because he's sitting there, he's focused in on details. He's seeing that A plus B ain't equaling C, you feel me? He's adding it up and they adding up in his head and make it make sense. And he couldn't make it make sense, so he had a problem that Aquarius sun kicked in and needed to blow up the whole situation. But this moon in Virgo is what made him even be able to focus in on those details to begin with while everything was going on around them and their world was shifting and they're seeing all these bright lights and everything. He wasn't distracted by all of that because remember, Virgo has to do with those small details. They're looking at every little thing. It doesn't matter if it's all glitz and glamour. What's the bottom line? You feel me? Like I said, it needs to matter. It needs to be coming down to dollars and cents. It needs to be making sense at the end of the day. And if it ain't doing that, then what are we doing? So that moon in Virgo is what made him spot that off the rip. This moon in Virgo is also what made him very insecure. As we saw, as some people may have read if you read the book, he had a lot of insecurities about as far as his skin complexion and things like that. And women not wanting to be with him and things like that. And he's just very critical of himself. He's very self-conscious about his weight now that he's overweight. That really bothers him and things like that. That perfectionistic attitude, that's that Virgo energy in his chart. That's that moon in Virgo. That's how he is at home. So that's where his insecurities start to show. So that's why even though a lot of people saw him as, this, big hypersexualized individual, Bobby Brown is big bad boy. At home, he's really very insecure. He's really very critical. He's really very focused on the details. Really very nervous. He really has a very anxious energy. He's really, you know what I mean? That's how he is at home. So you're not necessarily seeing that with that Aquarius energy on the forefront. You're just seeing him go against the grain, but you're not necessarily seeing that moon and Virgo behind it, which is why he's doing that. It's because he's so focused on details. It's because he's trying to get everything right. It's because he has that perfectionistic attitude where he criticizes not only himself, because this is his moon, so this is how he is with himself. So he's criticizing himself on every little mistake that he makes. He's criticizing himself when he gets put out of the group. That's why you saw he went through like a depression when he got put out of the group and stuff. But that's that moon in Virgo where he's critical of himself. So with him already being critical of himself and feeling like he's not being perfect, and then the outside world just, reinforcing that by him getting put out of the group and things like that, and his family trying to, work their hand, do whatever they were trying to do, even though they call themselves trying to help. With all that going on around him, that just made him more critical of himself, and that's why you saw him downward spiral like he did. Now remember, Virgo is still in the first half of the zodiac, so it's still about the self. So Virgo is still about the self. So Virgo is not necessarily going to be putting all of their thoughts and all of these things outside into the world. They're going to keep it to themselves. And with that being in his moon, that's how he is at home. That's his most intense self. So he's going to keep all of these critical thoughts and all of these judgments and all of these small details and every little thing that goes. He's keeping all of these things in, and he's not expressing it, he's not discussing it with anyone, he's not getting it off his chest and being able to come to terms with it. So, like I said, that's how he ended up in a place where he started to get into that escapism, his opposition, his dark side, that Pisces energy, where he began to escape into drugs and things like that at home. Because remember, it's his moon, so remember they were up in the house getting high and doing everything they were doing, and you know what I mean. They made it. They when they went out, they were looking not necessarily regular. You might tell they was high, but they wasn't just out. You know what I mean? They were for the most part playing it out, but at the house they was on some whole other stuff. That's that moon and Virgo. They keeping up that image. You know what I mean? They perfectionistic image, but at the house, you know what I mean? That dark side coming out. That's where he at the house. He at the house getting. Yeah, man, yeah, man. He the one going out to get the job. He the one that got the plan. He the one that's telling Whitney, hey, your money ain't right. They ain't paying you what they need to be paying you. He the one looking at all the little details. He the one doing all that at the house. You hear me? That's that moon in Virgo. But he's keeping all of this stuff to himself. That's not, and that's probably another reason why it took so long. I mean, I know he wrote a book, but for him to even say something or bring that out, because Virgo, like I said, is still in the first half of zodiac, so it's still about the self. So they're going to keep a lot of things to themselves, and it's not the light side of Mercury. It's not Gemini. It's not just communicating just for the sake of communicating. No, this is the dark side of Mercury. It's going to keep things to itself more, so it's going to communicate when it needs to. It's going to communicate with a purpose to get something done. It's not just talking just to talk or exchange ideas. It's an earth sign. Remember, it has that practicality. So that's how Bobby Brown is at home. And this is also where that helpful energy comes in, where you see he likes to cook and things like that. Because remember, Virgo also likes to help, although they are critical and they do like to criticize and things like that. They will help. They will try to help you. They will try to build you up, even though you may not necessarily want their help, or they may be infringing something on you that you may not necessarily want to do, and that's where it can become a problem. But that Virgo energy is a helping, and they're going to try to help you. You see what I'm saying? It's not the mother, it's not the nurturer like the Cancer, where they're going to try to baby you, no. But if they see you're doing something wrong, they're going to try to help you fix that. But if you don't want to fix that, then hey, that's on, that's on you. Because remember, it's still about I. It's still I. But they will try to, lend a helping hand. But if you ain't with that, then they gonna have to get away from you. So that's why you saw when Whitney, when he got out of jail, he was off drugs or whatever. He was clean. That moon in Virgo, he was clean. He was trying to purify himself. Remember, Virgo has to do it all that, the virgin, purity, things like that. He was clean, and Whitney wasn't on it. And that's when you see that began to be a strain on their relationship. Because that moon in Virgo, that need for perfection, that need to help and clean and nurture and purify everything and make sure everything is right in that perfectionistic attitude. And that was never going to work out with him going that way and her going a whole other way. You know what I mean? So that was part two, all about Bobby's moon in Virgo. He had to see, how he maybe, ended up in that downward spiral, how he's critical of himself, maybe got into some of those insecurities that he experiences when he's at home, and why, they still felt the need to keep up that image, even though at home things weren't necessarily, the best. That moon in Virgo. So, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you kick back with part 3. Let me know what you think down below. Come on with it.